Dr. Phil Guest exposes high-tech Chinese military operations near American bases on U.S. soil. Now, I am so glad that somebody's actually talking about this. I'm glad Dr. Phil is talking about this. I've been talking about this for a while now. Our government seemed disinterested in this. The Biden administration seemed disinterested in Chinese military stuff going around our American bases. It's like Xi Jinping got free reign all over our country, and Biden is doing absolutely nothing to stop them. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Now this comes from InfoWars. Colleen McBreen, and she reports that a map displayed on Dr. Phil's primetime show showed how Chinese nationals are buying massive amounts of land surrounding American military bases. An expert named Kyle Bass of Heyman Capital Management explained how, in one instance, a Chinese military general named Sun Bao bought over 100 square miles of land between America's most active Air Force training base and the Mexican border, which is just wild to me. Y'all know I'm an Air Force vet. Couldn't imagine Chinese government owning property near there. That is just wild. So let me play this clip here.
They're strategically buying land around that. This is not random. They're in the same county. They're right up against this. How is this happening, Kyle? You're the expert here.
There's one down in Texas, that right there on the border near Del Rio.
Right.
Where it's actually a Chinese general, General Sun, came in and bought over 100 square miles of land between our most active Air Force training base and our border.
Think about that. Ex-Chinese military general bought land around one of our most active Air Force base, military bases in the country. And the government don't bat an eye. Not worried about it, disinterested. You don't hear anything, crickets from the Biden administration.
And he filed permits to put up windmills. It's an area on a scale of 1 to 10 that might have a wind factor of 3.5. If you and I were putting up a windmill, we'd put it up where it's an 8 or a 10, where there's some wind.
Right.
They want to put up windmills for two reasons. They want to connect directly to the U.S. grid so that they can upload malware to the grid and they can monitor the grid. And they also want to build these windmills 700 feet tall. Imagine a windmill that's almost as tall as the Washington Monument. And they can put cameras up there that map the horizon, and they can map the horizon with 1 square inch of clarity, right next to our largest Air Force military training base. Every Air Force pilot trains at Laughlin Air Force Base. They can map every person, every plane, every hypersonic that glides by. What it has to do is go through a process called CFIUS, the Committee on Foreign Investment in the U.S., which the U.S. Treasury is in charge of. And DOD is a piece of it. State, there are all these different departments that are part of CFIUS, but the U.S. Treasury runs it. Here's the problem. The U.S. Treasury is owned by Wall Street. Mm-hmm. And Wall Street can't wait to invest another dollar in the land of 1.3 billion people of puppy dogs and rainbows and make some more money in China. So whenever anything really comes down to it, if Treasury's in charge, we're in real trouble. And so all of these deals that you're showing here, many of them have just walked through CFIUS. So that's the problem.
Scary. Again, and you think Biden don't know about this? You don't think our military don't know this is happening? They are allowing this to happen. They are allowing this to happen. This is so scary. We've been infiltrated. Our government has been infiltrated. That's why they're allowing the Chinese to come across the border. That's why the border's wide open. We've been infiltrated. Bass noted Sun obtained a permit to build windmills on the land despite the location having a small amount of wind. saying they want to put up windmills for two reasons. They want to connect directly to the U.S. grid so they can upload malware to the grid and they can monitor the grid. He added they also want to build these windmills 700 feet tall. Imagine a windmill that's almost as tall as the Washington Monument. And they can put cameras up there that map the horizon, and they can map the horizon with 1 square inch of clarity right next to our largest Air Force military training base. Every Air Force pilot trains at Laughlin Air Force Base, and that's true. And regarding the approval of the land purchases, Bass accused the U.S. Treasury of being a pawn of Wall Street and basically allowing China infiltrate the country in exchange for profit. Dr. Phil was also tagged in the post of reporting a podcast will soon come out where he'll be joined by independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and psychologist podcast host Dr. Jordan B. Peterson. So that's them together. I'm definitely gonna check that out. It might be out now because this is from yesterday, so it might already be out. I'm gonna have to look into it. But this is scary. Again, there's no way that our military, there's no way that our government is not aware that this is happening. They are allowing this to happen because we have been infiltrated. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest news. Until next time, peace.